Okay, to be clear, everyone was excited about the huge chance that XRP would hit $10,000 0 cents as early as the beginning of the year. Well, guess what? That guess just got a lot more accurate. Blackrock's Larry Frink is definitely on board with this. Give it some thought. There's more to it than just $10,000 0 cents per XRP. I'm sorry, he just wants to stress that it's a basic need. Hello and welcome back to the place where you can learn everything about XRP. Before we get into the main part of today's post, let's quickly catch up. Could you do me a favor? Tap the like, subscribe, and bell buttons to join our great group. Also, just so you know, we're getting ready for a great XRP gift coming up soon, so keep an eye out and be ready to enter the giveaway. Don't forget to leave a help coin code in the comments. Now for the juicy part. Big names in finance like Blackrock and Vanguard are now seriously thinking about using XRP for their foreign transactions. Don't worry, things will get better. There are rumors that Blackrock will release an ETF that focuses on XRP. Yes, you heard that right. That's not all Larry Frink did. He's also looking at a huge real estate market worth $30 trillion, 0 cents. Can you guess what the future holds for it? Instead, the XRP system is ready to turn everything into tokens. The International Swaps and Traders Association is also sending a big $120 0 cents quadrillion through the XRP system and Ripple. There's more to it than just $10,000 0 cents per XRP. That's just a joke. The value of each XRP could go through the roof and hit $60,000 0 cents. That's really cool. Let's move on to the next part. Larry Frink of Blackrock came as another big surprise. He's not just talking. Things are about to get really big for Ripple and its digital currency, XRP. The next part of our movie has a clip that will get people's attention. BlackRock's move toward an XRP ETF was confirmed by Larry Frink himself. Don't wait any longer. Feel free to watch this clip now. Adding a Bitcoin ETF is one way that we're making it official and making things safer. Do you have another ETF? What about an XRP ETF? You have Ether, right? What about XRP? Could you answer that? I can't. Do you not want me to answer that? Sure, I'm afraid I can't. They're making fun of me. We've seen a lot of strange things happen in the crypto world lately, mostly with XRP. Think about this. Crypto.com. That's right. The price of XRP went through the roof and hit an amazing $43,000 0 cents on the world famous market. This isn't a one-time event. It's part of a rising trend where XRP's value goes up without warning. Remember last week when we talked about a $7,000 0 cents XRP bug at a major exchange? Well, now it's CryptoComm's turn, and it looks like these sudden price jumps for XRP are happening all the time on different markets. I did a lot of research and came across something just as interesting that has nothing to do with BlackRock or the SRP market surge in general. It has to do with Gary Gensler, the famous former SEC head who now runs the SEC. As most of you may already know, Gensler always classifies XRP as a security. This is where things get interesting. Robert M. Gensler is Gary Gensler's twin brother. They are the same age and look a lot alike. Robert M. Gensler is vice president of Troll Price. If you look a little more closely, you'll see that Troll Price isn't just any investment firm. It's one of the biggest ones, putting a lot of money into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and yes, XRP. There seems to be a strange connection between this and Gary Gensler, who is in charge of the SEC, even though his twin brother works for an investment firm that has a lot of money invested in XRP and other cryptocurrencies. He keeps calling them securities. It's an interesting contrast that makes me wonder about the complicated laws and investments that affect cryptocurrencies. Next, we have an exciting choice. Could Robert Gensler, vice president of Troll Price, know something about XRP's potential that no one else does? They do know a lot about Bitcoin and Ethereum, so this idea starts to make sense when you think about how much the company has invested in those three cryptocurrencies. The SEC says there is no such thing as insider trading, but many stories and investigations have shown that there is. Many cases of market manipulation and insider trading have shown that the SEC is doing wrong things. It seems like a pattern is emerging. SEC employees are telling their family and friends about which digital assets might soon no longer be considered stocks. When the asset is officially declared a non-security, its value goes through the roof, making the employees and their family and friends rich by buying low and selling high. In this case, let's consider the possibility that Robert N. Genzer got inside information from his brother Gary Genzer about how the SEC might lose a case against XRP. This kind of information could mean that Congress wants Ripple Labs and the SEC to come to an agreement. The fact that the Tron is putting more money into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and most importantly XRP adds another layer to this story. People in the cryptocurrency community are speculating that XRP could reach unbelievable highs of $10,000, 0 cents, $20,000, 0 cents, or even $60,000, 0 cents. Analysts who are bullish on XRP, like Jack the Rippler, think its value will skyrocket and could even go over $5,890, 0 cents. While this prediction is very bold, it shows how much people are interested in guessing about XRP and its potential in the cryptocurrency market. Wall Street wants a piece of the XRP pie because it's so profitable. I think the first big move will be an XRP ETF, but let's take a deeper look at this change. Crypto Basic has some interesting news for us. An expert says that JP Morgan has made a big move into XRP, which has caught the attention of a former head of Ripple. This discovery made me raise an eyebrow, and I think we need to talk about it. Some people were upset when Ben Armstrong, who used to work for the BitBoy crypto brand, said that JP Morgan might have invested in XRP. This led an ex-Ripple director to respond. Armstrong, who is famous in the crypto world, wrote a series of posts about this in which he says that JP Morgan has bought 7.5 million XRP tokens. Now, Armstrong says that this move is worth about 7.5% of all of JP Morgan's wealth. But wait, this math doesn't make any sense to show you how much 7.5% million XRP is worth right now. $4.46 million is a small amount compared to JP Morgan's wealth, 7.5%. When you think about how much money JP Morgan has as of 2023, $3 trillion, 0 cents, 890 billion, 0 cents. Armstrong's math doesn't quite add up. However, Armstrong stresses how important it is that JP Morgan is supposedly hoarding XRP as part of a plan. He thinks this makes JP Morgan an up-and-coming Bitcoin bull. A powerful big Wall Street banks like JP Morgan may want to get involved in crypto, especially with XRP. The math may not be quite right, but the idea of big banks getting involved in crypto is still something that shouldn't be ignored. It's part of a bigger trend where traditional banks and digital currencies are coming together, and XRP is at the center of some very interesting